Hello gorgeous, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about an affordable drugstore full face. Everything I'm putting on today is less than $6. So I would say most of the products I know, I love, I highly recommend, and I have two new products that I'm testing today. One from Essence and the other from Wet n Wild. So if you want to see some of my favorites from e.l.f. and Essence and Wet n Wild, then just keep watching. We are starting with the eyes, and this is the Essence I Like to Mauve It eyeshadow palette. These cute little palettes run for $3.99, so I thought it was worth a try. We've got some pretty mauve and purple shades in this palette, and I'd like to jump in. I am going to start with this shade right here. Looks like a nice transition shade. My eyes are primed with a concealer, and then I set it with a little bit of powder. Looks good so far. Just a nice wash of a nice lighter purpley pink. I think what I'll do now is I will go into this shade right here in the outer corner. It does have some shimmer in it. Let's see how that works out as a deeper outer corner. Looks like we're getting a little bit of fallout. That's okay. That's why we're doing our eyes first. Now there is a grayish shade right here that I would like to get into. I'm going to take an even smaller blending brush from Profusion, and let's see if we can deepen that up a little bit more. Just keeping it very tight. This looks like the lightest shimmer, so let's try that. Formula is not bad for a $3.99 palette. Let's see what these under eyes look like, because I have a feeling they're a mess. Got some fallout. Let me take care of the fallout and I'll be right back and we'll work on our complexion. Okay, I am back. I took a little bit of a makeup wipe, cleaned up the fallout under the eyes, and then rehydrated under the eyes because I have very dry under eyes. And let's go ahead and attempt that bottom lash line. And I think I'm going to go in with this gray shade right here. Okay, not bad. It's not my favorite formula, but it blended. I can see the shimmers. I think it looks pretty good. So let's move on. The next product we are going to use is the Essence My Skin Perfector Primer. This is one of my favorites. It goes on very lightweight. It does have a little bit of a tint to it. Dries down to a powder finish. And for liner, we have the Essence Extreme Lasting Waterproof Liner, which is one of my favorites. We're going to go in the waterline. That outer third, going a little bit thicker on the very outer corner and then letting it get thinner as we go in. A little bit on that outer corner. Okay, we went ahead and took the liner all the way in and all the way across, just keeping it thinner on the inside and a little bit thicker on the outside. Now we're going in with our Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. It is the best lightweight CC type foundation at the drugstore, in my opinion. There are a few that I'm enjoying, but I just love the lightweight consistency of this. I love the medium coverage, and it lasts well on the skin. Beautiful. For those problem areas, I'm going to put a little bit on there and let it sit, and then we'll blend it out in a minute. That's the only area. You do have to be careful though, it does come out of the packaging fast, so be careful. Less is more with this product. And while that sets, we will jump in with our Catrice Camouflage Concealer. While we're letting that set, we'll take our foundation brush and just sort of pat in that foundation that we wanted to sit. You could use concealer for this as well, but I'm using a concealer shade that's a little light because I want to brighten my under eyes. But if you're using one that's the same shade, you could do that as well. I want this to sit for a minute because the longer it sits, the more coverage it gets. Okay, for mascara, we have two options. You know I love the Wet n Wild Big Poppa, $5.99. I have backups. This one's on its last leg. Essence Lash Princess. I like the green bottle. I like the purple bottle. I do prefer this one because it tends to smudge a little bit less, but I think what we'll do today is I'll put this on the bottom and this, scratch that, turn it around, put this on the top and this on the bottom. Let's go ahead and blend. Looks good. Now let's go ahead and set the face. And the product that I want to talk about today is the Prime and Stay Finishing Powder that is only $3 from e.l.f. And it says on here, at first I didn't think you could use it to set your makeup, but it says right on the website, I've been using it more as a finishing powder, but it says right here, sets makeup, blurs the face for a smooth, shine-free complexion. So I'm just going to dust this on the face. and the complexion looks good. Let's take care of these eyebrows, why don't we? And I just love this Essence Micro Precise eyebrow pencil. This is my second one. I just picked up a second. I enjoy it. The only drawback is that it does not come with a spoolie. So most of us have a spoolie brush floating around. By the way, we're talking about affordable under $6 items today. This one is from AOA. If you've not seen my ShopMissA videos, you can find some real treasures for under $2 on that website. But most of what I'm showing you today is going to come from Ulta or Walmart, or I think one of the things I got at Target. Let's go into mascara. We're going to use the Essence on the top and the Wet n Wild on the bottom. I want to move on to the face, and we are going to use this e.l.f. bite-sized palette, $3. This comes with a bronzer and a highlight. How convenient is that? I am roasting. Gonna pull my hair up and be right back. All right, messy bun look. Let us go in with this e.l.f. bite-size duo. These are great. I have some of the blushes. They come with a blush and highlight or a bronzer and highlight. This is in the shade Coconut. Now this bronzer does have a little bit of a sheen to it, but it goes on smoothly. It gets built up. I do have the e.l.f. Putty bronzer in my collection, and I am stay tuned for my favorites and fails, but spoiler alert, 90% not loving it. You know, when you love a brand, sometimes you don't love every product that they make, and this is, the Putty bronzer is one that I'm almost positive I do not like. But the powders, the primer infused bronzer that is more matte is great, and I like this one. So there is that. A little bit on the sides of the nose, a little bit on the bottom of the chin. I like to go in with highlight after my bronzer and then let the blush marry the two. So here is the highlight that comes in that Coconut. It is subtle but can be built up. I'm building it up just a little bit. Very nice. And while I do not like the Putty bronzer, I do like the Putty blush. So let's jump into Bali from e.l.f. in their Putty Blush. I'm going to take a stipple brush, and we're just going to go light-handed in with this because I do have another blush that I'm going to use to set it even further so that this makeup will last all day. A lot of cream products you don't have to set, but if you are an oily skin type or you just find that your face eats makeup off, it does help to throw some powder on top of your creams. So that is the e.l.f. Putty Blush in Bali. We're going to let that set for a moment, and we are going to jump in with a new product that I picked up from Wet n Wild. They had a whole new line that they came out with. I'm a little bit leery to try the eyeshadows because my most recent bout with Wet n Wild and their new formula did not go well. So comment below if you want to see me try it again, if you want to see me try more, because they are very inexpensive, I get it. But I was drawn, I've never had a Wet n Wild gloss that I can recall, and they had this In Love with Cocoa set that came with a lip liner and a gloss. Now, I've tried their lip liner before, but in the screw up type, what am I trying to say? In the twist up type product. So this is a pencil, so I'm interested to try it. And then this gloss. This lip liner looks dark, but we're gonna try it. Okay, it is dark, but it is creamy. I am gonna fill in the lips a little bit with it. But before I do, let's go ahead and swatch this gloss because I want you to see what it looks like before I fill in my lips with it. So it looks pretty sheer. It's got a little bit of a shimmer to it. Oh, it smells good. It smells like chocolate. But I'm gonna go ahead and fill in these lips, because I'm afraid that a sheer gloss with this dark lip liner is not the vibe I'm going for. Okay, that was not bad. It didn't glide on creamy, but it wasn't tugging too badly at my lips. But sometimes when they're not super creamy, that means they're really gonna last. So as long as they're not ripping at your lips or tugging too hard, I think you're in good shape. So I like this shade. And this gloss seems really to be giving me a good amount of shine. So let's go ahead and throw this on. All right. I like the texture, not sticky. It feels smooth and nourishing. Yeah, I think it's nice. I think it's nice. Let's go ahead and set this blush with a little Essence the Blush. I do enjoy this. This is the Bespoken shade. I'm just going to use my Luxie brush. Setting powder to set a liquid foundation. Powder blush to set a liquid blush, if you really wanted it to go further. I have the good old Wet n Wild matte setting spray. I also wanted to set my brows. I have the e.l.f. Wow Brow Gel, and this will help your brows stay in place. It does have a tint, but I don't notice that it makes a mess. So it's just a nice product that has fibers in it that's going to make your brows look a little fuller and tamed at the same time. So there is that. Okay, so rundown. Let's let the hair down. Boy, pulling my hair up really helped me cool down. Now I feel much better. Okay, so rundown of the products. Let's talk about this. We started with the eyes. I think that this eye look looks good. I think that the shadows were pigmented. I think that the formula felt buttery. The shimmers were not crazy popping, but enough that you can see the differentiation. I think it's nice, and it does come in different color variations, so I think it's worth picking up for, what I say, $3.99. I think that's pretty good. Pretty nice, neutral, matches my top, so I like it. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. The Essence, I like to mauve it, mauve it. Who's singing with me? Who's singing with me? I think these are all great products for less than $6. So if you are on a budget and perfect, pristine packaging is not important to you, you just want some good, solid products that are gonna last more than a minute on your face, then this is what I recommend. I will say that, let me back up. The Wet n Wild product was new. So I had 2 new products to try out today. This set and this. Everything else, I put my recommendation on. And this, I like. I love the whole 90s brown kind of look. If you know me, you know that is my style. I am a red or brown kind of girl, so this is right up my alley. I hope you got some great ideas. Let me know what you thought about the video. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel before you leave. It really helps. I would love to have you join my family. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and leave me a comment letting me know what you'd like to see in the future. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.